Hello survivors, and welcome to another video. In today's video we are on Death Must Die. We are playing on the second unlockable character out of the two that are there. It is this character as well as the knight over there, and because I'm a little bit of a scrub, we will be playing with attack toggle as well as auto aim. If you do want to turn off the attack toggle, you just left click and it turns it off, so you do have the fast movement speed. You change your characters over here at the bonfire. We have unlocked all of her available traits, I guess we'll call them traits for now, from the campfire that are unlockable in the demo. We did find the game on Steam Next Fest, and I saw an article in Google saying it's probably one of the best or like top 10 games to try. So I saw it, I thought I'd try it, and I think it is actually a really good game as well. So if you haven't had a look at it, go take a look now. It is well worth it. I think this time we will go for the sign of the twins. I'm going to shoot more projectiles with our attacks. So that sounds fantastic. Let's just quickly go over the items I have. The most important one is this one over here, where we grab 2 passive XP gains per second, so we level up automatically. We have pool area. I'm still not sure what that is, so if you know, down in the comments let me know. But these are the items I have. We're going to quickly go over them and not really speak about them too much. But there we go. More legendaries offered, more masters offered, pool area, passive XP gain, 80% attack damage, more rarity upgrades, health, rarity upgrades, movement speed and dash, and then pool area. So, ooh, wait, I got an item over here. Let's see over there. So it's damage as well as, we'll keep it in my stash for now. I do have other items over there, but we don't want to accidentally get rid of that later on. But let's get straight into it. There's a couple of things we do want to look out for. The first thing first being what upgrade we get in the beginning. So there are 4 gods in the game currently. There is like a goddess, a curse goddess, or like death's daughter. There's these I don't know what you want to call them, these Latias of fate. What they do is they give you extra projectiles, they give you attack area as well as attack speed. We don't really want any of these. We will take Splinter because an extra projectile is fantastic. We don't really worry too much about the explosion that hits everything. We are looking for the God of Conquest. He has the best projectile upgrade for us. I'll explain that a little bit now. So here he is, Crom, the God of Conquest, and we get something like this over here where it's called Rampaging Strike. Now what it does is it increases our projectile count. We then pierce, we have increased damage, velocity, but we lose area and range, but we gain knockback as well. So I really like this. I mean, look at that. Who wouldn't like so many projectiles on their screen, especially when you are playing with a projectile build? So it just makes a lot of sense to go with these upgrades. Anyway, the game itself currently in Steam Next Fest, like I mentioned before, so this is only the demo. Only the two characters are playable right now, but some really cool things in the game. Firstly, there are shrines. The shrines either have, they can have the same things in them, or they could have different things. We aren't sure. But over here, just quickly, we're going to take Breath of Fire, where every third attack we shoot a fire out of our mouth. Really cool. We press E to gather the shrine, and this one is, I don't know, I'm assuming it's movement speed, but I don't really feel like it is. It could be cooldown reduction. It doesn't really, I mean, I guess I could actually just check. If I push B, it shows us. So we could have a look. Our movement speed is now 364, so when this runs out we'll take a look at our movement speed and see if it is that again. So 364 for movement speed. Let's see if it changes. Otherwise it's probably just like attack speed or something like that. But feeling lighter makes me feel like it is at movement speed, but let's see. There we go, 364. So yes, it is definitely movement speed, and that's really cool. Now, the one thing to grab over here is actually something that they've got that gives you dodge. So it doesn't give you extra dodges, but it gives you upgrades to your dodge distance. So very good. Here's a shrine again with life. We're actually going to stay close to this one because there isn't anything the shrines actually give you. There's a magnet shrine, there's the movement speed, there's an XP shrine, a health shrine, and I think that's all of them. I might have missed one or two, but again, they're just like your standard shrines that give you passive bonuses like healing, XP, and so on. And we'll see where we go. I like to stay by the health one just so if we do get hurt, we've got the healing for us. Now, in terms of builds, I mean, there's no real set builds out there yet. A lot of people do say go for Breath of Fire, so that's what I am doing. I like to go for Crows as well, and then just our auto attacks going from there. The blue on the enemy's bars is armor, and you can get armor reduction in your build as well, so they have less of it as well, or you deal more damage to armor. So at least they did add a counter to the armor as well in the game. Again, going back to Steam Next Fest, the game was available over there. I was looking through Steam Next Fest and I really didn't like. There's a lot of games that come out there. There's a lot of indie games. I really do love the indie developers like Soulstone Survivors. I mean, if you go look at my channel, nearly every single game I play is an indie game. So I'm definitely, you know, a fan of them. So let me know if you guys have seen anything that's caught your eye in Steam Next Fest that you'd like to see. I can't guarantee it will be something I play, but it's definitely something I can go and have a look at. I'm not 100% sure how long Steam Next Fest was going on for, but if we have time, we can definitely look at other games in there and go from there. But otherwise, just the games in general to look out for that are upcoming. I've got my eye on a couple. I'm not going to say much about them just yet, but you guys can let me know what it is that you maybe want to see going from there. This is going to improve our dash charges, our range, invulnerability, as well as its cooldown. So now we've got 3 dash charges, and you also saw we picked up a sword off of the ground. You can change your equipment on the fly, and you are able to do that. So if you wanted to, or you picked up something better than what you've got, you can equip it straight away, which is very, very handy. Oof. Alright, that other Death's Daughter, her attacks land up being green if you do take her upgrade for the auto attacks. So I mean, you know, green being my favorite color, I do normally go for that. And if you're lucky enough to get a master or, you know, the legendary upgrades, you can get like 10 crows spawn and deal damage to enemies, which is actually very, very strong. So it is quite an RNG heavy game, but it does definitely leave you wanting to play more to see if you can get that like ridiculous build going. So really, really cool. And at least for the demo, you can kind of just do the replayability just to see how far you can get with a specific build, or if you're lucky enough to get some really good upgrades going. But as you can see, we've just got Novice over here. This over here, every couple of attacks we spawn phantoms and they curse enemies. Enemies who are cursed lose percentage of their current life. Apparently it's 22%. Let's just see over there, it doesn't actually mention. So they take 28 damage after 2 seconds. And then if they stack curse, so if you hit them with another cursed attack, then this means that the first cursed attack will automatically be fully applied, so they'll lose the damage before 2 seconds. That's at least what I understand from that. But very nice to have that attack. We've also got the sickles that occur every 6 seconds, so at least we have multiple avenues of attacks and not just our auto attack, which is very, very handy. And we can't go through those black flames, so you kind of have to just live with it for a couple of minutes. This will happen twice during the run. The runs are only 10 minutes long, and you just have to survive that. The next time that happens will actually be quite a bit harder, so just keep that in mind. You are going to have to try and get a bit stronger until then, so try and get stronger. For me, I'm actually quite happy because you can see my XP at the bottom. It is slowly filling up on its own, and that is because of the chest piece I found that gave me the passive regen on XP, or the, you know, the passive XP accumulation is a good word to use over there. So really good for me, and nice that I get to showcase it as well. So really, really cool. I think the game has really taken inspiration from some other games like your Halls of Torment. I get the feeling with it in terms of how the upgrades work and how your skills work and things like that, like the boss fights and things like that. This is a little bit, you know, different visually. More appealing UI than Halls of Torment, unfortunately, but we're not really comparing the two of them in much of a case there. They are different developers, so different visions for the games. Both still very cool games as well. I do have to still do a little bit of a progress update on Halls of Torment. For any of you that are watching and are interested in that, you can go take a look at the videos I've got up there already. But you know, in terms of the next update, we have actually unlocked a whole lot more, so do have to show you all of that. I'm not going to say what, because that kind of ruins the whole do an update video on it, or progression update, so we'll keep that on the sly for now. But just know we have unlocked quite a lot since the last video, quite a lot to look forward to. Alright, I did forget we actually had 3 dashes. That does come in handy for much later when we fight the final boss, so I must keep that in mind. We did get the Goddess of Fate over here, so we are going to go for our dashes become longer. That just means when we dash further. That means we're able to dash to safety a lot easier. I really love those knights when they die. It sounds like a soda can being opened, and then also hitting the shields for these guys sounds like a tin being hit, like a bunch of tins being hit together. So I really, it's very comical how they did it. I wonder if they did it on purpose, like to be like, you know, it's obvious how we got the sound, or if I'm just, you know, thumb sucking here to a very good point. This shrine over here actually is like a little bit of a side fight. Either summons a lot of creatures for us to kill. In this case, it looks like it was a lot of skeletons to kill. Or it summons like just a purple elite that you need to kill. But, you know, it's much of a muchness. By this stage, if you do find one, you should be able to kill everything pretty quickly, like I am over here. The one thing is that your projectiles don't pierce through buildings, and neither do enemy projectiles. So if you stand behind like a tree or something like that, you won't get hit by enemy projectiles. And also there is like knockback, I guess, but even without knockback, as long as you are hitting something, except for maybe a boss, it won't attack you back. So as long as you're continuously firing at something, you are pretty much in a safe space. You don't have to worry about it hitting you back. These guys over here will try and hit you every so often. They decide to become enraged, and they'll try and attack you if you're killing them. But otherwise, none of the other enemies will hit you if you are hitting them. Do keep that in mind. Although, like these bats over here, even if you are hitting them, because they are like elites or they're armored, they're not affected by that pushback or knockback. So once you've destroyed the armor, then they start getting knocked back by your attacks, but then they'll just move back and do the swoop attack anyway. So just be careful of that as well. But here's the second part of the thing where I said, you know, you've got to be careful. We do just have to make sure we get to the final boss or the stage boss on full life, because they are quite hectic in terms of a fight, especially if you've never done it before. Luckily I have, so I know what's going to be happening and I know how to beat them, but I don't know if I've got enough damage from my build to do that. Hopefully we do, but we'll have to see how that goes. Alright, one more level. Death's Daughter. We've got the crows over here, so that's actually going to be very, very helpful for us. Not like anything epic or anything like that, but pretty decent. So this is the Llama Warriors. What it is a fight of 3 archers. We do have to get close to them. You can destroy their projectiles, and if you are attacking them, they run away from you, so you don't have to worry about them hitting you if you are hitting them. But after some time, they do disappear or teleport to a new location, so you do have to just be wary of that as well. But as you can see, we are dealing decent amounts of damage to them, and we just got to keep in front of them so that we are able to destroy their projectiles without them really hitting us too much. We don't really want to take that extra damage for free sort of thing, you know. So get in front of them and around the others so that you don't take the unnecessary damage from them. Okay, we could just turn off our auto attack so that we can get closer to this guy, start hitting him. We could even get closer to him, but he did disappear over there. We do have a movement shrine over here. There is no limit, time limit to fighting these guys, which is really cool. I don't really like when you've got a time limit to fight a boss. It just makes it stressful and it's not necessary. So over here we do or should have 2 of them, but we don't, and then they ran away from us as well. So let's go and do this. This is going to be a close one because our life isn't too high either, but we should be doing okay. Nearly dead. Obviously the more we hit them, the faster we're going to kill them. The best thing would be for us to get all of them in like a line, and then you would be able to deal the most amount of damage. But there we go, and we get ourselves blue greaves over there. Hello? No, my bag is full. How do I drop something? Drop those. I'll just see this over here. And then we've got 7 or, you know, a couple of seconds to just explore the rest of the area. But there's nothing else to really see over there, just more like sort out your inventory. But there we go, enemies defeated. It shows you how much damage you dealt and with what. Rampaging Strikes was the upgrade we got from the first god in the beginning, the God of Conquest. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe for more videos like this in the future. And always remember, keep safe survivors. Until next time, cheers.